Hello low budget filmers. Today you'll be building one of these out of all of this. Alright, what we're going to be making is a camera slider, which you quite simply put the camera on it and you slide it while filming and it gives you a really nice, cool effect. There are professional ones out there. If you're doing anything professionally, as in for money, you should probably get one of those. But for all of you indie filmers out there and cheapskates, you can do what we're doing here and just make your own for similar effects. Now what you're going to need are two identical lengths of EMT conduit or pipe found in the electrical section of your local hardware store. Ours here is 1/2 inch EMT. 4 EMT connectors, like this, also 1/2 inch. 2 identical lengths of PVC. Ours are about this length, but so long as they're not, not the length of the EMT itself, you're good. The bigger these are, generally less sliding space you will have. You're also going to need 4 zip ties. We just have a big old wad of them because, you know, extras are nice. 2 deep handy boxes, also found in the electrical section. We're going to be punching the holes, well, you're going to be punching the holes out, like so. A cover plate, again, electrical section. Ignore all the holes in it. I mean, we had to pre-drill this, so some of the holes are just kind of there, but we're reusing it because, again, cheapskates. A quick release plate. We're only going to be using the screw, not this plastic piece on it. And as far as tool-wise, what you're going to need will be screwdriver and pliers. You're also going to need a drill, drilling holes in this, but that's a little assumed. Alright, first step is going to be putting your connectors on the end of your conduit or pipe, like so. You're also just going to have to take a screwdriver and simply tighten it on the screwing and the screw on the side. So we can do that now. Alright, so now you've got this. Next step is you're going to take your deep handy box, punch the holes out first so you can see through them, and you're going to do something like this. Just put them through here. Now, just going to tighten these on. The reason why it's a little unstable is because we don't have the 100% exact to a T length of EMT, but you get the idea. So now we've tightened the nuts on the end here, and it will look like this. Now, the next step is going to be on the end that we've done nothing with yet. Take your 2 PVC bits, and slide them on here, like this. Because it's really easy to put on and take apart, and we need the exact almost exact distances, we're going to put together the other end same as this one. Box on that one. So now it's identical on both sides. We kept the screws in facing upwards because that'll be easier to unscrew. Also, if you simply unscrew the EMT, this whole end will pop off, these will stay in place. And lastly, to tighten those in place, it gets a little finicky on the opposite side the second time around, so that's where these pliers come in. If you have the right stuff and it's fitting correctly, you could use a wrench or something like that, whatever you have to do to tighten these down. So, now that we've got this, I'm going to slip these here, and now comes the cover plate. This is the part where power tools will normally be involved, however we've pre-used said power tools. The holes you need to pay attention to are the pairs right here, here, and the same on the bottom, and the big one here in the center. These other two, don't pay attention to. We messed up a little bit. And the blue markings, and don't avoid those. But essentially, what they're here for is just generally where the zip ties are going to tie down against your cover plate. So, also the reason why one of these holes in each of the pairs is a little bigger than the other is to help with tightening down those zip ties. Because if they're both the same size, like this little bitty one, it fit really snugly against the zip tie. It was very difficult to try and tighten it all the way. So with this bigger hole, it makes it much easier to just zip down. And this big hole in the middle is where the screw in our cover plate is going to go. What the result of that is you have to physically screw the camera on there. So whenever you use this, you will have to do that. But it is much easier than trying to find just the right pieces to put on here and all that. What you could also do alternatively is take apart an old tripod and use the quick release plate from that and the receiver on the tripod for it and attach it to your cover plate somehow, but just using the screw is your most simple method. So we're simply just going to fit the screw in here. And we're going to arrange it like this. Or the other way. Doesn't matter. And now, you're simply just going to feed the zip ties through these holes. Again, kind of a snug fit, so you gotta work with it a little bit. So just as an example, I'm going to show you where this will go. So this will fit underneath, and it will tie down about here. Now you're gonna have to go ahead and do that for all 4 of these sides. So now you got a big old mess of zip ties right here, kind of sticking out. Looks like you could do that. I don't know. So now your task is to fit these zip ties around here. It's a little tangled up, I know, but just use your best guesstimates here. And tie them down around the PVC. Got one. Gonna do the one on the opposite side of it. I'm going to take this time to explain why we used EMT pipe as our length in the first place, rather than PVC or something else like that. PVC tends to bend. EMT is metal. Metal does not easily bend. Or at least this kind of metal doesn't. And you do not want your slider to bend while you are sliding it. Well, you might, but that would only be for specific purposes where that slide would need to bend a little bit. And you usually don't want it that way. So, got this third one. Finicky little thing. Now for the fourth and final one. Now you just tighten all of them down, which is easier said than done. I want to watch out exactly where you place the ends of your zip ties, because it can get a little difficult to get around to them. So that's why you simply have to feed occasionally the loops back through to move where the tightened area is. It is also sometimes helpful if you simply take the end off there, there, slide this out, and the bars will not be in your way as you zip tie these down. I accidentally put this one on upside down, so that's why you have extras, kiddos. You have a couple of options for you, and one is metal, so it might scratch up some things. A good idea might be find final numbers or really just anything at all. Maybe some rubber or something to that effect to better traction or whatever surface you have it on. Another option which you can use at the same time with weights. 100% done, as you can see. Camera slides. It will make a little bit of noise. This can be remedied with a little bit of WD-40 or some other kind of lubricant or something. You could also put rags through here, as other people have done. And final step, well, sort of counts as a final step, not quite, is to put your screw back through, because it will continue to fall out if it is not screwed to anything. That's it for this week's episode. Special effects! To see a comparison of this slider versus a professional slider, go here.